Hey everyone. So, I was just about to do some washing up and looking on Facebook, something popped up and it was a video of this lady just talking about real atrocities and all this gnarly stuff that's been happening in America and and then I just reflected back on my own life and my own situation in the last few days that I've lived. Just over this weekend gone, and I've had such a beautiful, expansive, like miraculous time that I wanted to kind of get on and just say, just to share my adventures of these last few days, and kind of wanting to. It's a bit like that last video I did, but just wanting to. What's the word? Reiterate. It's quite a big word, isn't it? To reiterate the importance of anchoring laughter, anchoring joy, anchoring celebration, anchoring gratitude, and all these things, and the importance of sort of living in these ways and really owning our moments of celebration and of joy, and kind of having that deeper knowing that those of us that have the capacity or are completely kind of blessed to be living lives where we can experience all these things at the moment, it's kind of like a real I'm pretty surfed out. I've been up at Gracetown this afternoon, like surfing all afternoon in my eyes. Yeah, I'm pretty much ready to bed, but I was just like wanting to make this video before the day completed. So basically, yeah, it is. I'm aware that with my life at the moment, I feel completely grateful and privileged to be able to be, I don't know, just really having a good fucking life and making the most of my days. And sure, a lot of the time I think, oh, it could be this way, it could be that way, but it's exactly how it is, and it's pretty amazing, and I don't take it for granted, and yeah, for some reason that's what's happening in my life at the moment. And I think there's a couple of paths at the moment. We can either get lost in the fear and a lot of the news stories and the complete chaos and the shit show that's seems to be happening, probably is happening in some of these circumstances, but I'm very aware that a lot of the news and a lot of what's pushed out onto the masses of humanity is like Hollywood. It's just even that David Attenborough ocean movie I went and saw last week or a couple of weeks ago, and just the whole narrative there, it's just like, fuck the planet, that was like an emotional roller coaster between, we're all doomed, we're all gonna die, the planet's finishing, but there's hope. Oh no, we're all gonna die, And it was this complete emotional roller coaster. And as I was sitting in the theater, I could feel all this tension in my body. And there's a couple of hundred people in the Marg Cinema all come out for this free, beautiful ocean movie. And there's the amount of fear and tension that was stirred through this film was just off the charts. And it's like, I was aware that that would be an agenda being pushed, like we're all going to die. What was that? There was a movie called An Inconvenient Truth about 20 years ago or something, and if the which was a similar narrative, it's like the ocean's rising, we're all going to die, and I'm sure whenever that was, 2005 or something, there was no way that I would be sitting here right now. You know, I would have been dead. So a lot of this stuff is just complete and utter bullshit. And sure, you know, we could definitely look after the planet in a better way, but it's almost more destructive having a planet of humans that are in complete fear and distress about what's to come. My sense is that that is way more destructive for the planet, for humanity in general, because we're all linked up together. So so yeah, that David Attenborough movie was a real reminder for me that these mainstream narratives and this social engineering that is constantly pushed out onto humanity, we need to be really aware that we're not buying the fear and totally freezing up inside, and that affects our health and our you know, our mental well-being. Because the truth is, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but if we're frozen in fear, you know, if the end of the world is coming, I'd rather be relaxed and laughing than completely frozen in fear. And so I got off track a little bit, didn't I? Yeah. So there are a couple of paths. We can either go down the fear path, the contraction, the oh my God, you know, this, I think you get it. So that's, or we can go down the path of just being present with what is. It's like, okay, I'm sitting here right now. I'm safe. I haven't got water flooding through my home, or I'm not, you know. I am safe and I am okay, and just to rest in that and kind of relax. The two paths, either a fear path or a more relaxed path. And I think, I can't remember who said it. I think it was some young guy from Brazil or something back in the days a little bit, that said, the planet doesn't need saving, humanity does. And those words just rang so true for me. I think the more we can mature as a humanity and be in more spaces of healthy celebration and gratitude and love, and you know, having a better relationship with our internal planet, then the external planet is going to just balance out accordingly. So rather than worrying about the outside, it's more about coming in and listening and honouring our internal planet, our internal universe, rather than being concerned. I'm actually learning some stuff as I'm sharing here. Oh man. So, I'll just be brief because I'm already rattled on for 8 minutes 50. So I had an epic weekend. I went along to a dance, like an ecstatic dance down at Conto's on Friday night, which was outside, out on the earth, this beautiful community event. And yeah, for an hour and 15 minutes or something, we all just danced. I had all these speakers set up. We just danced out in the grass, looking over the ocean. There was this beautiful sunset, and it was a special evening. And again, healthy celebration, just out in nature, moving, dancing, breathing, just letting things move through. And then Saturday came, and I went and hung with a couple of beautiful Czech friends of mine. And rather than going surfing on a Saturday morning, I was like, yeah, I'm going to go and make some pastries with my Czech friends. And ended up having the most beautiful day for like playing. We made these pastries and played played some epic music and sung for like an hour or something. We had some lunch, and then we just kind of chilled out a bit, and then just got into this full like laughter yoga, or just those moments through our lives where we it used to happen a lot with me at school. It used to happen a lot to me at school, where you just get in those spaces where you just can't stop laughing, and we ended up just, without any drugs or alcohol or anything, we just ended up in this full chaotic laughter session that just went on, and we ended up just like laying down on the floor, and we just couldn't stop laughing for like, I don't know, 20 minutes or half an hour or something. It just went on, and those times where the belly gets so sore, it's like a full ab workout, just because the laughter is just going and going and going, and then of course after that, it just moves so much through, the laughter or the tears or whatever's coming, and then there's just such a deep silence and rest that arrives after that. And then we just hung out and had tea, and it was like, I think I need to go now. And I was like, no, I'm just going to hang more. And I'm not, I don't often socialize like that sort of thing. I'm going to go to someone's house and make pastries and just hang out and stuff. But it was so lovely to do something different, and and I'm learning some real nice Czech words, and I think I was pretty cooked and went to bed, and then Sunday rolled around. Can't even quite remember what happened on Sunday. Through the morning anyway. I think I cleaned my house. I think I just did some basic stuff, cleaning, washing clothes and stuff. And then went to this with my Czech friends and some other mob, we went to this like a going away party on Sunday Arvo, and pretty much a lot of crew there I didn't really even know, and it was just, again, so lovely to do something different and meet lots of new people, and just random stuff. And again, we just, for some reason, I just got into this laughter space. I was chatting with this French lady, and telling her about a bit about my past, how I've been like married a few times and divorced a few times, and then we just started laughing, and just at the whole scene, and then she was laughing a lot, and then she kind of felt bad because she thought, why am I laughing? Because I've just told her that I was divorced and stuff, and then the laughter just rolled on, and we ended up all getting together and laying down and doing this full laughter thing again, and it just went on, and I haven't laughed so much. I generally laugh a lot, but this was just like a weekend laughter intensive. And there was about 10 of us, I think, laying down on this rug with all our heads towards the middle of the circle, and we just let it rip, just laugh, and that just went on and on again, and so healing, and that's kind of what I was saying before. It's a real privilege to be in these spaces and to be doing this sort of thing, because my sense is that this is what the planet needs at the moment. This celebration, this joy, and this innocence and this playfulness that just ripples out, and it just brings so much healing and so much peace, And then from there we went in. It rained a bit, so we went inside and we started dancing in the kitchen, and we like danced, pumped up the music, and we're dancing in the kitchen for like probably 2 hours. Just random stuff, and just so playful and so fun, and acting, and a few times I was just like, I barely know these people, and we're just completely rocking out and having so much joy, and then at one stage my mate had left, and it was just me and a few ladies dancing in the kitchen, and then we ended up having this like circular hug, and I'm just there with 3 ladies and myself, and just having this like really beautiful, warm, close hug, and I was just like, wow, to be kind of trusted and sort of held and welcomed so beautifully into this space was such a gift, and for me it's so healing on a lot of levels, you know, and I was able to express that. I was just like, thank you so much. I said I feel like the luckiest man in the universe right now, just to be held by such alive, loving, warm-hearted women. So, I really have an amazing life, and sometimes I sort of forget, or someone asks, "How you going?" or "What have you been up to?" and I just kind of forget what I've been up to. So I really felt to share a few of these experiences because my life is just so rich. and then something really special happened. This really passionate kind of song came on, and I was with my friend, and we're singing like really close and ripping into it and just singing crazy stuff. And I looked outside across the window, and there was a few crew that had just been hanging outside and drinking and smoking and doing what they're doing, and we were just rocking out in the kitchen, like like the kids of the party. And as I'm singing, I look across at this guy who'd been there earlier, and he was the full bushy sort of dude. Like he almost reminded me of a young version of my dad, with the Akubra hat and like a builder kind of bushy kind of dude that looks like he'd be out shooting roos or shooting pigs or something like this. Had his dog, and I hadn't really chatted with him the whole night. And I'm looking out through the window, and as we're singing, and then I started singing towards him, and I started doing these ones, that when you dance and you do the heart thing, and I was just so overflowing. And then I think he sort of did the prayer hands thing, and then came in and walked towards me, and he comes over, and he said, oh, I've been watching you through the Arvo and that, and he said you've got such a beautiful energy, and really present, like looked me in the eye, and I think he'd possibly been drinking all Arvo, I'm not sure, but then I really received his words, and then we moved in for a hug, and he came in so gently and so sweetly that like I was completely blown away, because my perception of this guy, who's super rough and pretty wild Aussie kind of dude, and just comes in for the most gentle, soft, still hug, and it was a real moment. It was almost like the universe lines things up at certain times, and it was like almost like a deep healing with my dad on some level, to be sort of acknowledged exactly as I am, or perceived in a beautiful way from a really a guy that I'd perceived as really quite rough, and just how gently he came in and embraced me. Yeah, the universe is constantly blowing me away on so many levels. Thanks for listening. Fuck, almost 20 minutes. Yeah, and then what was that? That was Sunday. I was meant to work today, but it got cancelled a few days ago, so it was quite a late night, like rocking out in the kitchen for a couple of hours. So I had a bit of a sleep in, and then went surfing the Savo. Like a really amazing life that I'm living, and I guess I'm sharing these things because I feel it's important to show a different picture, or some good news, some good shit that's happening on the planet, rather than all the chaos and the noise. It's like celebration, connection, getting out in nature, meeting beautiful people, and just these old-fashioned ways. I keep saying, singing, dancing, playing music. It's Really healthy, good stuff. Oh, and laughing as well. Hope you enjoyed the stories, and yeah, Australia Day 2026. Have a beautiful week. Yeah, see ya. Lots of love.